it's an insane amount of stuff. Like it's important. Like as a job description, it makes sense. But like when you talk about a specific thing, a lot of people just said what they're actually talking about.
Tangerine, Steam Demo Festival. Tony. Today
Tangerine.
we're looking at
Yeah.
platformers or games with heavily implied movement physics, I guess.
Is that the name of this Tangerine?
Well, it's just
It's a bit of a long name.
Steam Demo Festival platformers, I guess, or Steam Demo
Yeah.
Festival movement. All of these games have been categorized into movement, so everything you see here will be a platformer or somewhere that has a very good movement system.
I'm currently liking the look of this though. So
I disagree.
what's wrong with it then?
Let me get my notes out.
Like, is there a problem right now? Like right from the get go, did you feel a problem?
No, the platforming's fine. It's fine. It's just the game is okay. It's just not very interesting.
So it's the aesthetics are the only interesting thing of it then, basically.
Yeah, I think it's a good looking game. But it has
the like movement and gameplay is
the movement
not poor,
like
but
okay.
Yeah.
But it just got to a point where I was like, I can't be able to play this anymore. Like, it's getting kind of annoying, and I'm like, I don't really.
Right.
I had that weird bug where sometimes if you stand still, you start sliding. The only other platform I've seen that in is the Spyro Reignited trilogy, where because the frames are too high, it makes you keep moving even when you're standing still. Sometimes it's a weird bug, but it's very annoying for a platformer.
FPS, you just gotta go keep going.
I'm in the PC Master Race's Master Race, so
you can never stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of see what you mean. Like it's all just like normal jumping and. But there's no interesting level.
I think the idea was that you were supposed to, because you also control this whispered like the other analog stick.
Yeah.
And then it was trying to get me to
do stuff. Okay.
I don't know. I like artsy platforms. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of Ori and the Blind Forest, but it was trying to get me to do something with this thing, like I could control it. And I was like, oh, I'm controlling this. Shouldn't I be able to move it while I'm controlling it? No. So you need to kind of control it when it's in the right place for you to jump somewhere. And I was like, this is a pretty bad tutorial, or either a pretty bad tutorial or a really bad mechanic. And I was just like, you know what? Fuck this shit. It's a bog standard like platformer. The gimmick's not that interesting. I'm just gonna move on. This is Faerie Afterlight. So if this looks interesting, it looks
very nice.
Yeah,
make the platform better.
Good work on making the game look nice, but maybe some
I guess
possibly just a better tutorial maybe for the demo.
Well, maybe make this if it's just a tutorial, there's a problem. Yeah, maybe make the first level more interesting with the assets you've already got. And that's a lot of work. It's not just like just make a level.
Next up, we have GrappleHoops. This is a game I've played before, but I don't think I ever talked about it on the podcast because
I've never seen this before.
I literally it was on like an itch.io demo or something, and I downloaded it and played it in like a day, and I was like, man, I had a lot of fun playing that, but I didn't record any gameplay. And I'm like, well, I didn't need to. It was pretty short, and it seems like it's like a very early like tech demo sort of thing. But the movement in the game is really fun. The idea is you grapple around, and then you have to like dunk basketballs to progress the levels. And then when you dunk the basketball, you go into like slow motion. So this is a unconventional platformer. It's a movement-based game.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
The thing about this game is
that's good.
The thing about this game is it's still really fun, but it's still like a very early game. Like,
are they just messing around with the actual?
Yeah, like the guy. I think the guy makes like he does like updates on he updates the demo all the time on his Discord server on GrappleHoops. Right. So he's like constantly changing the game, sort of thing. So it's like it's not like a polished experience, and I don't think it's anywhere near like release. Because even in the demo I played, he had some levels where like these are unfinished levels, but you can play around in them if you want, which I did.
Yeah.
This is just like a training area sort of thing. But I'll go into like some see if you see here, you see had unfinished levels. Story mode unavailable, endless mode unavailable, community mode unavailable, endless levels unavailable. Because I don't think this game is going to come out for at least in like another couple of years, sort of thing.
Yeah. Is he like just doing his spare time or something?
I don't know. I don't know about the guy, to be honest with you. All I know is that I think it might just be like a one-guy team.
Yeah. I mean, it's very impressive. Like the actual like concept is very impressive for what it is.
It's kind of like a very quick gameplay of like one-hit kill sort of thing.
I can't. But
you used to not be able to. You used to be not able to recall your basketball. That's a huge improvement from the very early tech demo I played. So definitely appreciate that.
There's like a bunny game like it's like more combat focused, but like you like, run around and like you have like a quick like 2 hits and then like you kill another bunny. Like it kind of reminds me of that game, but with movement instead of combat.
Bunny game? What?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
Oh, the one that iDubbbz used to make videos about. I know what you're talking about.
I watched the Cube do it like right back in like
No Cubed as well. It was like that bunny Kickstarter game that always getting updates and never came out. Yeah, I know.
Out because like a few years ago, like it had like its final release, I think. So, but it still wasn't finished in the way people wanted it.
Like you're supposed to be able to grab.
It reminds me of that, but in a different way, I guess.
Yeah, because the bunny one was like third person sort of thing.
Yes.
And
it wasn't fun movement, it was just fun, quick combat.
In the demo I played, you had like a limited amount of grappling shots, and I found that really fucking annoying, but it seems like he's improved it, so now your grappling hook's just on a recharge timer, which is like infinitely better for this game.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Which I really appreciated.
Like it has, if you want the balance of like you can't keep using it, but yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Just put it on cooldown.
Yeah.
Rather than being like, hey, you have to try and beat this level with 2 grappling hooks.
Yeah, because
it really punishing. It really punishes exploration and experimentation when you do that sort of thing.
But I can understand why you'd want some sort of limiting things, so that there are some games where you can just like keep throwing yourself into the end. Like,
well, kind of like
misplay
here, where I'm just like skipping half the level by like flying across the sky. I found like you could do that stuff a lot, where you could kind of just skip a lot of the stuff just by using the insane grapple physics to just go past everything.
Yeah, I feel like there's a problem with like how powerful you can launch yourself. Maybe like tone down the momentum, maybe, or the maximum momentum. I don't know.
See, like I died there, but I also landed the grappling hook, so it's like you beat the level, and I was like, okay.
Maybe I'd check to see if they died before they completed the level.
But as a fan of like really fun movement games, GrappleHoops is lots of fun. I'd love to see this one. This is like a full proper game, so I'm gonna keep checking this out if he keeps putting out updates on his Discord and stuff. So, sorry.
These F-35s for looking at. Like
I don't know a thing about aeroplanes, so you're talking to the wrong guy.
Right.
But there was even like a weird like I wanted to show this weird mode off sort of thing. What was it? Oh, it was like a unfinished story level. It was like, eliminate this basketball guy. And you played as the robot on the other side. And then it turned around and then you played as the other guy. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Okay.
You only appears there once for the story mode, but this level was like really unfinished sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely check out GrappleHoops if this looks interesting to you at all and you're okay with just pissing about in an unfinished like sandbox sort of game.
Yeah.
Next up we have Grime. Grime is I would say like a 2.5D Dark Souls sort of Metroidvania game.
Isn't that all the tags on the game, isn't it?
I love the art style of this game and I love this game. It's really fun. Is the demo
still available for it?
I'm not sure. You'd have to look it up.
I would check ways about then.
It's really fun being a black hole and just absorbing your enemies' attacks to learn how to defeat them better. There was this weird like intro, and I was just like, nope, I'm skipping this. I'm not watching another one of these fucking intros about a story that goes nowhere in a demo.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna play the game and see what it's like. Because I think they showed that
Yeah,
demo
I
off
would
at like
say
E3
in
as well.
demos should probably. I would argue almost Widow should minimize story because I don't think you should kind of ruin it for the full game in my opinion. Even if it's just the start.
Yeah, you're kind of like a black hole on like a body. But then the really
Yeah.
cool thing is when you parry attacks, you absorb them inside of you, and when you absorbed enough of one enemy, you can learn how to defeat them better by absorbing them.
Oh, that's really
That's
oh
really
that's really
fucking
cool
cool.
animation. That
Oh, what was
I
I?
would say that's a really good way of showing how to do it with actually like like a GIF of like how it actually works.
Just learning it here.
It's just trying to grab your head. It's just trying to pet you. What's the problem there?
I'm just trying to get my
Let
parry timing down.
yeah.
What was it? I can't remember. I was going to say something. I can't. What were we just talking about?
I was looking at how the demo was there, but
No.
the demo is not
No,
available
after that.
anymore.
We said something. Someone go back on the VOD live on this recording and tell me what I said.
Is it what I said or what you said?
What did you say?
I was talking about I like the that has the animation of like what to do and like the actual tutorial.
Yeah,
on
okay.
the
I can't.
tooltip.
I wish more demos, because a lot of demos.
So
What
I
they
don't like text.
hang
Only
on,
is
Tony.
really
I'm gonna
bad for
forget.
me.
The demos they just start at the beginning of the game, which is fine because a lot of the time they show you the tutorial. But I wish a lot
But
more.
it shouldn't show the story
Hang
at the
on,
start
hang
of the
on.
game, in my opinion.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying a lot more
Okay.
games should not start. They shouldn't necessarily just start you at the beginning of the game to show the tutorial. Showing the tutorial is a useful thing, but rather I think more demos should improve on the art of demo making and actually give you a vertical slice of the game where you take
Yes.
the best part of your game. You could say, hey, this is level 5 or whatever, and just like if you need to give me a quick tutorial to teach me what's how to play and stuff, sure, but just like give me like a quick vertical slice of what your game is about, and that would be so much better than just showing me like 30 minutes of walking around.
This isn't really a counter argument to actually, but I would argue though, if you made the start of your game representative of your whole game without spoiling it, then the demo would be even. Then you could get away with making that the demo because then, like, you should be able to like understand the game from the start, like kind of like the intro to a film. Like you should like explain like you should know if you're gonna like the film in like the first, I don't know, 5-10 minutes sort of thing.
Right.
And that's quite a long part of a film. Like, I say first 5 minutes of a film. Like you should like understand what the hell's going on. You should understand like the premise and what you're gonna do. So just like if you improve the start of the game, you can then get away with it not having. I'm just always concerned like if you show a vertical slice, then like you're kind of spoiling it to a certain extent. But I guess it depends on the game.
I just said like it's no story, no context, just show me.
No. But for me, I would include that like even with like the combat, like not knowing like what you're gonna get to me is like not a story spoiler, but like it's like I would like to find out like for the whole game, like chronologically, if that makes sense.
Well, it's going to depend entirely on the game, sort of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you're talking more about like games that are more heavily story focused or heavily like the gameplay changes up a lot.
Yeah, I guess. But even like Metroidvania, like some Metroidvania, I guess it does change up quite a lot more. But like, I don't like to spoil like all the items that you can.
The thing is, you're not going out of your
late game one.
You're not going. A lot of the time, you're not going to go out of your way not to watch a trailer, just in case it shows you like a part of the game. A lot of trailers do show you like later on points of the game, and you're not like, oh, I remember this part from the trailer. This is ruined for me now.
That's fair, but I think playing it is different. Cause I think you remember it more.
I think if you
because when you're watching a trailer, you don't really understand where you're looking at it from.
But I'm saying with this vertical slice idea, you wouldn't have any of the context before or afterwards, so you wouldn't know either.
Right, but you would know the control. Like, you would remember like having those controls from the demo. Surely, when you're playing the full game.
Right, but it would be the same tutorial controls you got in the beginning tutorial one.
So yeah, but I'm saying you wouldn't then have the build-up of power. It wouldn't be like a surprise build-up of power because you've experienced some of that before.
I think you're talking about like a specific game now when you talk about the build-up of
Okay,
power.
okay.
But yeah, I mean in that
No, but
scenario.
getting more interesting movesets is the build up of power
Okay.
in my eyes. Like, it doesn't actually make
So
you more
you're
powerful, but you
against
can then do
vertical
more.
slice demos. You would prefer to have them be
I
more
personally
just.
wouldn't want them. I just think if the intro is good enough, I think you can explain everything. Like, it should be you should be able to make your intro interesting enough to like hold someone's
Because
and
I
get
think
a
I
good idea
think
of the
there's a
whole
lot of
game.
games that like their intro is purposefully not like if you had a demo for Half-Life 2 and you
Yeah,
showed the intro for Half-Life 2 and said this is the game, half the people who played
yeah.
Half-Life 2 wouldn't play the game.
That's fair. If you've got, I guess it depends on the game. Then, like, if you've got a game that's like, you like, yeah, we have to have this structure where
Like
we
there's
have like this
there's there's
slow
there's
opening.
literally a Japanese arcade version of Half-Life 2
Yeah.
that I found out about recently, and it literally just skips the entire first section and just takes you straight into the action sort of thing, which I thought was
Okay.
kind of
I
interesting.
think, yeah. In that case, I would say then it's entirely dependent on how you structured the game and like just like be careful like what you're showing with the vertical slice when you're doing it.
Hmm.
Because
But yeah.
yeah, in that case, yeah, like you can't just like improve the start to get the whole
All right,
premise because yeah, it's like entirely dependent on
let's
like a slow
let's
start.
talk about Grime because this game is really good.
I'm liking what I'm seeing so far, and the just like us just discussing stuff. Like, this looks really good.
Yeah, so I've never really played like any Dark Souls sort of games. I've never played like the Dark Souls games or
Yeah,
Sekiro or Ghost of Tsushima or whatever, the big ones.
yeah.
Um,
There's quite a few 2D Souls-like games now as
Salt
well.
and
I guess this is
Sanctuary is quite a popular one, I think.
yeah. Is this your so
Um,
is this your just first Souls-like of any kind, like 2D, 3D, or otherwise?
I mean, I've played Metroidvania games before, so I've played like Ori, I've played like a bunch of other Metroidvania games and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
that's not something the same because like not like this like deliberate attack hit parry sort of and dodge sort of thing.
But I would say
Where
this
this
is very
definitely has
much like the
that.
system I played is very like reminiscent of like the stuff I've seen from like the Demon Souls, Dark Souls stuff,
Yes,
right?
yes. It's a very
Um,
deliberate attack and timing.
mm. And I found that I really enjoyed this. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, this is really good.
I did get Sekiro in the sale because it's on its cheapest price ever, and I'm gonna
Right,
try
right.
that game out as like one of my first ones, I think, eventually.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try Sekiro and see how I find that one.
Yeah.
And but from what I played of this, really fucking fun. Even if you're someone like me who's never really played a Dark Souls game, I'd recommend just trying out the demo. Did you check if the demo was up?
It's not up. The game's coming out on the 2nd of August, so
Okay, so yeah, I would definitely check out. Recommend checking this one out because it's really fun. And I found it was a good way to get into it, sort of thing. Was to take like a genre I kind of knew more about, which was like the Metroidvania platformer sort of games.
yeah,
But
yeah.
then still put in some of these like Dark Soul-esque mechanics, sort of thing.
Yeah, there are unfortunately not that many good Souls-like games. Like, a lot of people are trying, but not really nailing it. This looks like it's nailed it though. Like, it's got none of the issues that I'm having from watching other people play 2D Souls-like games.
I think I even got to the end, like the end where I'm like facing a
I mean,
boss, sort of thing. Oh, did you
I
see
love
like I got
the
like
weird art
this?
style.
I've got like this green armor I found and stuff. Like, yeah, the art style's freaking sick. I love it.
Yeah, I love kind of like it's not. I don't know if demonic's the right word because like it's like really not like the normal like red demonic you expect. Like, it's like creepy and like just weird. I just love
I
this
found I loved
stuff.
the black hole parry move so much that I was just spamming it rather than just like doing any hits. I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna wait for you to attack
Does
and parry it.
the parry uses up your stamina meter, right? Or does it?
No, no, no.
Oh no, it doesn't.
You want
Okay.
to absorb stuff to charge up your meter.
Oh right, that's what it's doing. Right, right,
Yep.
right.
So it's quite important to parry in this game, I would
That's a
say.
really cool way of doing it because that's like yeah, because a lot of these 2D games, okay, so in 3D Souls-like games you have more. This makes sense, right? You have more places to dodge to because you've got
Right.
3D space. In 2D you don't, so the stamina bar normally
Yeah, in this
is
game you have
implemented
like
really poorly.
right, you have like a dash ability that you need to use quite a lot to dash
Yeah,
stuff, where you basically just turn into a black hole and just like go through stuff.
yeah, that's very it being like you have to like always use that sort of Souls like
Hmm.
don't try and do that in Sekiro, by the way. What you want to parry.
Hmm. Don't remember if I
Yeah, this
died
thing
in
is
this
just
game.
it's great and disgusting. It's great. I
Yeah,
love this.
great art style. Love the
Oh,
theme.
question. You're using a controller for this or a keyboard?
Controller.
Okay, yeah, I was just saying it looks like the controller
I
sort of game.
mean, I don't think I would try and use a mouse and
No, no,
keyboard
no,
for
no.
anything that's like Dark Souls, Metroidvania, or platformer. To be honest with you, when it comes to like
No, no.
quick, precise button presses like jumping, parrying, attacking, I think I always prefer using a
Well, if you
controller
need
personally.
yeah, if you need exact movement where like you can like you don't want a digital input to like figure out where you want to land and go, you need kind of an analog joystick.
Anyway, let's move on. Grime's really good. Check that one
Yeah.
out. This one sucks. This is I am a fish. I showed this trailer in the podcast. I'm like, oh, this looks really fun. This
didn't I say something like I thought it looked okay? I can't remember what I said now.
I don't remember, but I said it's that one level from Finding. It's that one scene from Finding Nemo the game, and I was like, this is going to be really fun to try out. But the demo ran fucking terribly. It was chugging along, terrible performance on like a high-end gaming system.
0.04.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the version we got for the Steam Demo Fest. I was getting terrible performance. The game, the actual controls were like annoying in execution. They weren't like jelly physics, haha, this is fun. There's like, this is fucking tedious and annoying, and I'm getting terrible performance at the same time. And then it was also like there was not enough checkpoints either.
Right,
I think they put all of the budget into like the like Pixar style like fucking 3D art style rather than the actual gameplay.
Like one or two people.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Because I wonder they don't have like an engine or like a technical as good as a technical background. They've got more like an art background.
I guess this game is Super Monkey Ball now. The more I think about it.
Yes.
You're kind of tilting. You're kind of tilting the world by moving around your goldfish bowl in order to move a ball.
Yeah, sort of. You got momentum behind where you're going, so yeah.
I do like the big environments, and I always kind of knew where I was going without getting lost, despite it looking like I could go to a lot of places. They did a good job of see where they put like plant pots there to say, hey, here's a way to say don't go this way without like explicitly telling you. That's a really good gameplay
that's good
design.
Yeah.
You go over these coral things.
Is it that interesting to move about though? Like it's just like you're moving about in a weird momentum way. Is that fun in of itself?
I didn't find it that fun. I think if they could like hone in the controls to make them a bit more precise.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if you like change some of the equation for momentum to make it play more fun.
It was just like I'd love to see it running with better performance because the experience for me was so bad. Like I'm getting like terrible FPS here, and it's just like it was definitely not me. So something was going wrong with the demo. I'd be interested to see how other people found.
In terms of how it looks, like art style-wise, it's pretty nice, like colorful and as you say, open. Like it's nice to have like these open levels, but like obviously you can only go in certain places.
Yeah,
that's a nice combination.
So next up we have, let's have a look. Oh, Super Magbot. This is a game I really wanted to like, but just could not get along with.
Yeah, I thought this would be good as well.
It's a really cool idea. The idea is it's a platformer where you can't jump. And the idea is, I should have skipped this story, but this is when I was talking about watching the story of platformers. It's just like, I don't care. I should have just skipped it. But the idea is, you can't jump, but you're a magnet bot, so you need to use polarity to make jumps.
Right.
So when you push your polarity onto a red magnet, that will push you away from a red magnet.
So what's the problem then?
It's really hard to remember which button is which. It gets way too complicated way too fast.
Right, so right. They should have kept it simple for the fun mechanic.
Yeah.
So what's between blue and red? It's like, is that like changes like which?
You have two buttons, one for blue and one for red. I can never remember which was
Why?
which. Because blue pushes you off blue, red pushes you off red. But then sometimes you need to use
Why?
blue to get up a red or go up a blue.
I wouldn't have done that. I would have just had all the same magnet. You had then two abilities, two different polarity abilities.
Yeah, it gets like I think I get stuck on a level for a really long time, and I'm
Or
just
maybe
like,
you have like
fuck that
polarity
shit.
swapping on the character, and then you like do that thing like that's an obvious like you have like color combination. Yeah, that's a bit confusing because you try to remember what you're pressing and what you're looking at
Yeah,
the
I
same
need to
time.
like remember which one's blue, but then I also need to remember,
Yeah.
oh, I don't need to push off this one with blue. I need to
And
grapple
you've
onto
got
this with the other color. And it's
ammo
like,
for each color as well.
yeah, they go on a recharge.
But the actual physical thing gonna reach, and you got like little pips as well. Like, it's so confusing. I don't see the reason for why do you need like if the actual in-game or actual in the map
So
magnets
if you shoot
turn off.
if you shoot a blue magnet and a red magnet, it attracts you to it, so it'll pull you up ledges instead of pushing you up. When it's below you to push you up.
I think I would have a lot more fun if it was just one magnet. Well, not though. I think you'd have a lot more fun if it was just one more magnet. I haven't played it, but yeah, this is confusing me just watching.
I just found it really hard to remember which was which, and then you
Yeah.
had to switch between whether you were pulling or pushing, and then it wants you to do these like really like precision based very quickly.
Maybe start with only one color and slowly introduce another color to help you learn.
Again.
So why is I can't remember the Pokemon's called anymore? Like the little wood tree.
Oh, Pseudo Wudo.
Why is that there? Yeah, why is he here?
I don't know.
I still like the concept like you can't jump, but just I get what you that's so confusing. Like, oh, I need to use the opposite ones to attract me and then the same ones to repel.
And then it changes them
sense.
like in the air mid jump, and if you don't make it, then you fail and you have to start again. It's so fucking hardcore, like so quickly. This game for someone who barely knows the controls.
Yeah, they should have started with only one card and then just for sure, because otherwise then you might be able to get used to the controls over time.
I spent so long on this. I
want to see the devs play this. I want to see if they've gotten used to the controls. Like,
because you can use like attractions to slide up the side of. So if you can use like blue, but you need to aim up while you're falling to like slide up the side. I was on this level.
I like how they've got levels of kind of teach you of these concepts. That's good, but like they need to get. I think there needs to be more understanding of like how complicated these controls are.
Yeah. Because I tried it on. I tried it on controller and keyboard, and I still confused the hell out of me.
I'm trying to like imagine it in my head, like what buttons I'd press now. Like, oh my god, yeah, that's really difficult to like think about what switching, thinking about where you are in the world and like what each color does in the world, and then switching what button you're pressing.
I love the concept. I love the art style, but
yes,
it was just too. I gave up. It was too confusing for me.
It was too hard.
Yeah, too hardcore.
Red double red.
The game was made well, just not for me.
Is it? Maybe it's like one of the things that you want to like look at the level and think about it before you go straight for it. Maybe, I don't know.
Tandem: A Tale of Two Shadows. This game is really good.
This was really weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. It reminds me of like has the art theme reminds me of like American McGee Alice Madness sort of thing.
Yeah.
You have like the Twisted Alice in Wonderland sort of thing.
Yes, very much so. You got the dress as well.
You'll very quickly like realize how interesting this game becomes.
What the fuck? Okay.
So you play as two characters. You play as a
there's a top down and a 2D.
Yes, you play as the girl on the top down, but you also play as the teddy bear on the side. You need to make platforms for the teddy bear by casting shadows into the world through the girl.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Yeah. So it shows you to stand here, and then you switch to the teddy bear, and then So you can move the shadow around, and then you switch the teddy bear, and then you walk on the shadow to get to the end of the level. But this game was really fun and like really well designed. The puzzles were really good, and cool aesthetics, cool puzzles, really good idea. Something I haven't seen, done that well in other games. The idea of like the shadow technology is really fucking cool, like making platforms with shadows.
Yeah, that's insane.
Mm.
And it's got like I don't know, like it's a very creepy environment. Like it's
Yeah.
the thing about like switching between like the real world and the teddy world is very creepy.
Oh, so there's the thing. If your character is inside a shadow, you can't switch them, so you have to light them up so they can get out of the shadow.
Right, they thought about it.
So you can't get stuck. So I need to make a platform for the teddy bear.
So does the teddy bear ever change stuff in the real world then?
Yes. He steps on buttons that changes the world for you, and you step on buttons and stuff that changes the world for him.
Right.
I'll go to like.
There's no like reverse like there's no like shadow mechanic in the real world or something there.
There's lots of shadow mechanics. Hang on, I'll go to. Oh, you're saying like him changing the shadow effect?
Yeah, I'm just seeing like maybe maybe like a shadowy area that like the girl can't go through, but the teddy bear can like shine a light or something if they found.
There'll be like walls and stuff you need to go through with the teddy bear that the girl can't go through.
Yeah.
And then you'll you'll need to like move around physical objects and stuff to cast shadows.
Yes.
Which is pretty interesting.
I think it's quite intuitive, like what you're looking at. Like you used to like before you switch, you can kind
of. Yeah, it's very intuitive. I understand how shadows work. Everybody does. Like it's such a good idea.
No, but I'm saying like you're looking top down, like your brain's thinking top down, then you switch and go, oh, I'm now going to think about it as a 2D platformer.
Yeah,
like, I thought that. Like I thought that'd be a little bit more complicated.
It's what I've been saying. It's what I've been saying. We need a Super Paper Mario game where you switch between 3D and 2D because that idea and concept is really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't highly recommend this one enough. Tandem, A Tale of Two Shadows, kind of went under the radar for me. I did not know anything about this until I saw the trailer at the demo festival, and then I just downloaded it and I was like, this game is insanely fun, and I feel like insanely underrated at this point from the coverage I'm seeing about this game. Definitely need more people to check out Tandem, A Tale of Two Shadows. It's really fun. Lots of content in the demo as well. Lots of like stuff to do. It gets like there is more to the game eventually. We have to start dodging enemies and stuff. Like there's a lot of content, and I never found it. At no point did I go, oh man, this is getting tedious. I don't like this mechanic anymore. So yeah, definitely check this one out. Oh, I believe
you can still play a demo of that, by the way.
Well, I would highly recommend it then. Next up we have They Always Run. Where is this?
It's got a third arm.
Yes, and that is actually part of the game as well.
Well, yeah, but I was just going to ask that. It's going to be interesting.
So They Always Run is kind of like a 2D fighter platformer game that's pretty fun, where you have like this 3-arm mechanics. So that's basically just teaching you how to play the game, kind of showing the story. You're kind of like a bounty hunter sort of thing, where you're going to capture criminals, and then you get to choose whether you like arrest them or you just kill. You can bring them in dead or alive, sort of thing.
Oh, okay, right.
Which is pretty interesting. Skip ahead to some more gameplay. Shows you like the Counter-Strike mechanics, where you can counter enemies when they hit you.
It's very yeah.
And that like replenishes the energy of your third arm, which you use to like do like a devastating, powerful attack or interact with like physics objects.
Oh right, you can actually
Yep, there's like boxes and stuff you can punch at people. Oh, so you need your third arm to like break through that wall. So this is the guy I'm after. He's my bounty target, but he knocks me out. For like the whole demo, you just use swords, but then at the end of the demo, it like teases that you're going to use like 3 arms of guns as well.
Oh, right, okay.
So that's going to be pretty interesting.
Oh, this part's really cool. The metal here is really cool.
But this is a game you can just watch, like it speaks for itself. Like there's not much I need to say about it, sort of thing. Like it's probably better just for me to show gameplay and just talk over it when it needs to be said.
The animations in those
very good animations, great to play. See if I can skip ahead. Someone's helping you. It's 369. It's a hacker. He's helping you hack through some doors.
Yeah. A lot of bleep loops.
Yeah. So you can. So if you like right click that crate, it's talking about you can like punch it in order to like hit ranged enemies.
Yeah.
See, I'm still learning, so I'm not very good at the moment. You find like money, and I guess like you can buy like upgrades, and it seems like.
Oh yeah, you got money in the top right. Yeah.
Yeah, so you do like go to like a hub world where you can buy like items. So it seems like you can buy like upgrades to like how your third arm works, whether you want to if you want to do more like a dodge build. I don't think it's like a Metroidvania game because you kind of it's not like one big map. You more so travel to different planets as like a bounty hunter.
It's more you just choose how you want to play the existing levels.
Here you can see like a puzzle you need to solve with your third arm, so you have to like punch the power cluster in the wall to open the door with your third arm.
Right. It's interesting that
so you see there, I punched the box as like a physics object in order to attack the ranged unit.
Yep.
I found like the actual like platforming and like fighting really fun. There's some like platforming.
Yeah, one of the here's like a parkour game. Oh, is this a?
There's like a puzzle you need to do. With your third arm to open a door. There's like hacking and like cyberpunky futuristic like skills you can use. Let's see. Because there's also I'll show you the. Oh, you like scan the memories of another bounty hunter, and it shows you like. This bounty hunter has been like crucified, and it shows you like the story of what happened to him and how he was murdered. It's pretty interesting. Yeah. I really liked all of this, and then I found like I like this boss fight. There's boss fights in the game.
Yeah.
But then I found like the other boss fight at the end was kind of tedious. I wasn't a big fan of like the boss fights overall.
Wait, so could you, because consciousness and health, like, could you bring the consciousness down and then they still would be, they'd be not.
So basically, it's a hit.
Incapacitated.
When you incapacitate them, you have like a quick time event where you can deal like a bunch of damage. Basically, is how that works.
Oh, okay.
And then you have as long as it takes for their consciousness to come back to deal damage.
That's cool. Yeah, that's a good idea for mechanics. Then it's
I think I'm gonna die quick time, here. I died, so I had to restart the boss again. I do eventually beat it because I'm a god gamer.
We've never given up on a game. We always complete.
Yeah. So this is the rat. So you can deplete his health, and then you have to you can capture him alive if you wanna. Capture him alive to take back to the boss sort of thing.
Yeah.
I did not like this boss fight at all compared to the other one.
Yeah, this is kind of annoying actually already.
But I think the idea is that They Always Run's a great name because a lot of the time you are just like chasing your targets down through like a giant like map of like enemies and platforming. Like this game's pretty fun. I would like recommend it. Maybe not as strong as the other ones. I think you know, great art style, great idea, but maybe some tedious moments. But yeah, I do think that's a good game. And then I'll skip ahead because you have to like carry the body out of there, so you'll have to like drop it at certain points in order to fight enemies. And you see, like here it's saying this guy's wanted. He's red Mike, so you can like scan him, and then you can like arrest him and take him in.
Right. Okay.
So if I press E here, I can like teleport him out, and that will take him to be arrested.
But you have to carry the boss out though.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Do you get more money if they're alive then?
I'm not sure. Maybe some clients want them alive or not. I'm not sure how it affects it too much.
It just seems it's harder to get them out alive than dead.
Well, I mean, this guy's not alive; he's dead. But you have to carry them either way because you have to get the body as proof.
Okay. Right.
I didn't know. I didn't realize I was killing him. I didn't realize I had to when I was supposed to press a button to get him to arrest him rather than doing enough damage to arrest. Yeah, you need to deal enough damage so you can arrest him. But if you do too much damage, you kill him.
Mafia or police thing if you kill them, I guess.
No, because you can hand in bounties to the mafia, or you can hand them into the police. Like you can choose.
Even if they're dead.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because the police still have bounties on people.
Right. Okay.
I think that's how it works, but I didn't. Because I sent some guys that were wanted, and I arrested them, and I didn't get any rap.
But it seems like Firefly-esque ship here.
So you like this policeman's like, the boss is in there. He's like, this guy here's like, is that Harry the Rat? You got him. I'm going to tell the lieutenant, and he's like, oh, you're not today. You're taking him to him. Like you're going to the mafia guys instead.
Okay, right.
It's a pretty interesting universe. You have some guys talk to you. He said, basically the story is he's like, oh, I've got the coordinates for that guy you're looking for. Since you bought in this bounty, you can finally get revenge on that guy. And you can see like, basically there's like different stuff you can buy to unlock upgrades. It makes you buy pistols for the tutorial, 3 light pistols, because then it ends with you being aimed at by the rat's guards. And then that's the end of the demo. You shoot all of them with the pistols you just got.
You get little teas.
Finally, we have the final platformer movement game of the Steam Next Fest. We have Tiny Thor. This is a really fun little retro platformer. The best game I could say that is the most is like the original Rayman game from like the PS1. It is the art style and stuff is very like reminiscent of that sort of game. And then as you see there, when you get 2 lives, you get like a red suit instead of a blue one to signify you've got an extra life. It's got that very like classic retro platformer stuff where you have the Goomba Stomp mechanic. It always annoys me when I go into a platformer and it doesn't tell you whether you have the Goomba Stomp. I always try and jump on the heads of enemies just because it's ingrained into my brain that you can Goomba Stomp enemies in every platformer. Well, and then if you can't, it's like, ow, you took damage because you touched the enemy. And I'm like, god damn it. Just dig my way out.
I just feel like even in like if it's like a 3D like first person game, like you land on their head, like you'd still be able to do damage to them and not back to you unless they had a spiky head.
Yeah, but then I feel like people in modern platformers these days are more like, oh, the skill is avoiding enemies, maybe, is what they're thinking. But then in a lot of these retro platforms, you have enemies you need to avoid and you can't Goomba Stomp. It's usually just like the default enemies.
Because not like Mario, like you can jump on every head of every enemy and just deal with that. It's just like specific ones. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that line of thought. But I guess different people have different ideas what they want from their platforms. So
yeah, this game's really fun. There was a lot of like, I did find myself wanting to collect all the gems in the levels to go back and like 100% the levels, so there is like replayability if you go through the levels and then you're like, oh, I want to get all the gems. Like, it's a nice little retro platformer. What I saw from it, it's pretty freaking cool. I just don't know how much depth the full game will have based on the demo, because the demo was kind of bare bones. It was just like a couple of levels. The couple of levels were really fun.
The demo is still up, by the way.
Yeah, so if you want to try this out, I'd highly recommend trying it.
Okay, Steam. Apparently it's going similar to Blasphemous. I'm not sure about that one.
Blasphemous is a Souls-like platformer, Tony. So...
Yes, it is. It most definitely is. How's like... Okay. I think it might be because it's difficult and
this is where it starts to get interesting, when you can use like the Mjolnir hammer to like collect gems by throwing it, and you can control it.
You actually... Oh,
yeah,
okay.
like if you look at my hammer, you get like this hammer ability.
Right. So the timing is important.
Yeah. You can change which direction you throw it in as well with the analog stick.
That orcish looking totem.
Oh, the like totem statue, yeah.
They look amazing.
And then you can like.
Oh wait,
call your hammer.
Oh, it does come back. You can. Oh my god. Okay, that's really cool.
Yep. So it goes from being like a basic platformer to like a really interesting one once you get like the hammer mechanics and like aiming and stuff.
I love the bouncing. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay. I guess like I am kind of a sucker for like ricochet mechanics and like being able to like control that.
So here I am, I'm just gonna farm a bunch of gems because I'm like, oh, I see gems, I need to get all of these.
Alright, here we go, guys.
It's Peggle, guys. I'm just gonna need to clear all of these pegs quickly. My advanced geometry mechanics.
There we go.
It's easy as that, really.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's really satisfying, actually. Yeah, I like the hammer.
But yeah,
Mjolnir brings it back. I mean, Mjolnir is always good, right?
Yep. So if you're a fan of
most games do it justice.
If you're a fan of classic platformers such as Rayman, I feel like this one specifically was, from what I could see, was like specifically inspired by Rayman on like the PS1. Definitely check this one out. This is really fun. I would highly recommend it. So yeah, that is Steam Next Fest.
Movement
games, I guess. Yeah, platformers / movement games. I was going to say this is Steam Next Fest, and then I forgot what the name of the show was. Tangerine.
This is Tangerine, yes.
Yeah, if any of these games interested you...
Not sure about the pink writing there, but okay.
Yeah, I think I should have just skipped the writing. I didn't care about the story at all. This is one of the games where I was like...
I can't even read that, sorry.
It's one of the games where I was like, it really doesn't matter what the story of like a retro 2D platformer is. I'm just going to run around collecting gems. Why do I need to know what's happening in the world? Like, it doesn't... Personally, it doesn't matter to me.
It's kind of how Mario does it well, really. You don't have to like stop and like talk to someone. I mean, maybe the bosses do, but
depends which Mario. Short. Depends which Mario game.
Yeah, it depends on which Mario.
The original Mario game has zero story.
Yeah.
But then, like, the later Mario games have a lot more story and dialogue. So, anyway, that's the end of Tangerine. There'll be another one with some of the other demos I've been playing, and we'll see you later. Goodbye.
Bye.